You're my heaven. Feel the light turn to night with the calming of the evening sun. Sitting low, there it goes, dipping down now. Today's come and gone. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand with you, love. All the lights in the sky, do you think they'll tell us who we are? You're my heaven and I'll sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you I'm in heaven. Wind blows high with the tide in the sky, little fires are shining, capturing all the things that I dreamed might be possible. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand with you, love. Letting go like a wave in the ocean, my eyes turn above. You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like the queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, oh, you're my heaven. You're my heaven. You're my heaven. Oh, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I lift you always, and I serve you like the queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, oh, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like the queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, oh, you're my heaven.
Thank you, Sam and Lucy. And as you know, we're so blessed. They are willing to be with us, and we are so blessed by that presence. Yes. First, I just want to say, good morning. Good morning. That worked. Okay. And I want to also say that this is indeed a glorious day, for it is the day the Lord has made, and we rejoice in it. I want to also notice everything that has perhaps changed since you came last Sunday. I want to just have people mention what they might have felt or what they saw when they came in this morning. Just name it. It was clean. Beautiful, grounds looking better, much more beautiful. Wait a minute, I didn't hear. Oh, the red mulch. concrete. The red lilies with the, I hope you noticed all the new planted spider plants and bromeliads. Did you notice that the pavement had been power washed? Anything else? Did you notice something different in the entrance? No benches. They are here, however. What's happened is they've gotten relocated outside where the children's area used to be with the tables, and so we're going to be creating an area over there. So this is all amazing work in progress. If I could have that video, Sally was so kind to come yesterday. She had the children, she gave us water, and she took some pictures. And so this is from just yesterday, and I just want to invite those of you that didn't come to come next Saturday, 8:30, and we'll be playing again. That says 9:30. I think 8:30 is better, but come when you wish. Some people came at 10. Some people came much later in the afternoon. And I do also need to now just say, this is Unity of Gainesville. And we are in a hybrid service. And in that moment, I just want to welcome those that are online and those here in the sanctuary. The next thought is our newcomers. Do we have any new folks? And we like to welcome them with a packet, usually. And I'm not seeing that. Okay. Oh, yes, we do. I'm seeing it. Gio, would you mind getting a packet for them? Thank you, dear. What I have noticed at this moment is that I also haven't mentioned that I am Rupali Robinson, and I am what is called the Sunday service leader. And I'm pleased and grateful to be here. I'm also high as a kite because I just sang 2 concerts yesterday, and I haven't come down from it. And I want to thank those of you that were here in the sanctuary that participated. It was glorious. Thank you. It was so much fun. And if you've never used your voice in that way where you're just able to dig deep from the belly and just sing through your heart and feel this cascade of sound blessing you as it pours forward over you, there's no other feeling like it, okay? I just love it. We start now with the vision, the mission, and the core values. And I would check to see if that's available on the screen. And I will start. The vision is centered in divine love. Your turn. Centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. The mission, prayer, meditation, education, and service, we put God's love into action. Core values, I'd like to put the word we in front of them. Oh, we got I am. Never mind. We're going to put I am in front of them. I am spirit-led. I am love. I am generosity. I am gratitude. I am inclusivity. And then where we move to the next piece is our theme, what I call the theme. And as you know, we are working with the color orange. And I have to just talk about synchronicity. Sam is wearing an orange shirt today. He didn't even know he was in the pocket. And he is in the pocket. Orange is the color of the second chakra, the sacral chakra. One of its main aspects is creativity. And so the anchoring thought comes from Albert Einstein. Creativity is intelligence having fun.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? A lot. I heard that. Hopefully a lot of good stuff. So y'all, this morning we do what we always do to collect ourselves in what we call unity. And so I invite you to take a cleansing breath in this moment. We know that that breath is something we do often without even our conscious thought. And in the same way that we breathe without a conscious thought, so does spirit. Consciousness move and vibrate and pulsate without our conscious thought. Because just as the breath happens without our thinking, so is our connection to spirit. It just is. And so I'm going to hit the gong for the first time as a reminder that there is only love. Only love. We hit the gong a second time as a reminder that, yes, there is only love. And we call it God or divine love, consciousness, whatever we want to call it. We hit the gong a second time for the reminder that we are the activity, the articulation, the music of that love. And so we hit the gong for that reminder. And we hit the gong a third and final time for the reminder that, yes, there is only love, and we are the activity of that love. But we got bills, we got taxes, we have annoyances, we got those people who get under our skin, we got all the things. And so I hit the gong for this reminder that we are more. And so we should take that more into all that we encounter. And so it is.
Those are the words. Flow love. Flow love. Flow love. Overflow love. Overflow love. Flow. Flow love, overflow with love, overflow love, flow love, flow.
Overflow love. Okay, y'all, this is the point in the service where we find out more about each other. Do we have any birthdays that we celebrated last week? Any birthdays? Okay. Any anniversaries? Any milestones? So we had a dry week. Okay. Okay. One question I love asking is, we got a lot to celebrate. For my money, we celebrating this, right? This cleanup that happened yesterday. So just wave your hand if you have a little something to celebrate. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Bonnie, thank you so much. So, Barbara, can you just wave your hand? So, we all know Barbara, okay? Barbara was out of commission for a while, and even through the pain was coming to service after service, to board meeting after board meeting, and more, way more than what we see. And Barbara was moving through her full surgery and recovery. And today, because I only see Barbara as full, I didn't even notice she didn't have her walker. We see each other as the perfect iterations that we are. I did not even notice that Barbara was moving without any aid, because that's who we are. Without aid, we are pure perfection. And so we love you, Barbara. I forgot to say that last week, so I'm saying it now. We love you, okay? We love you. So we definitely celebrating that. And so if we can also have just a wave, one of the things that happen in our journeys is we move through healing, and it's our physical bodies, and it's also the healing journey that comes along with grief. So I want to acknowledge those in our community who are moving through a healing journey. We see you. We see you. So if I can invite all of us to just rub our hands together. So hold on one second, y'all. You know when food is really good? The meal is so good. We have a 6-year-old. When it's time to eat, right? So when we rub our hands together, we are acknowledging that which we are already embarking on. Ooh, it's like goody, right? And so we're going to extend our hands to those around us, knowing that we are the expressions of all that is good. And repeat after me, we see you. We know you for who you truly are. God in expression. We walk with you. We love you. And we wrap our arms around you on your sacred walk. And so it is. So y'all know already, that moment is our unity moment. And so we have a candle to honor this oneness we call unity. And then we're also going to light the orange candle, because today, as well as next Sunday, we're going to be landing the plane on the Sacral Chakra as we head into the solar plexus. So today we are honoring our creativity with this orange candle. Okay, there we go. Come on, creativity. Pow, there it is.
And I'm going to start with the community highlights. And in that, I want to just see what our friend Sally is going to put up first before I start. Okay, we're starting with our yard cleanup. And as I mentioned earlier, it is on Saturday. Now, I like to come in at 8 or 8:30 because the weather is cooler. And those of you that don't mind that Florida heat, fine, you come when you wish. But there will be people here as early as 8. And we have plenty of grounds to clean. As a matter of fact, we want to work on the island that's out near the parking lot, and we have extra work to start doing in the front of the church that goes from this side over in front of Gio's office. There's plenty to do. On the website, both on the website and in the e-blast, is a beautiful letter that Reverend Ryan wrote. So if you wonder what to bring, what to wear, what to do, it's already listed there in a very welcoming and warm way. The beautification of our grounds is to allow us to be open and inviting, to have this place be this glorious welcome that we all wish to see here. The second is, would you stand up for me, dear one? Okay. Mary Watson is going to be doing an amazing event, both a book signing and a dessert tasting. Now, please notice that the name of her book is Life's Bounty. And what we are about here at Unity is recognizing that that bounty is always available. But what our beloved Mary has done is manifested in favorite recipes. So we're serious. She's going to have tables out on the deck with free dessert samples, okay? And she's going to have tables inside for the book signing of the cookbook. And again, she's being gracious in allowing us to use some of this for our fundraising. And, pardon? Oh, all of it. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. And then the next one, as you can tell, I'm going by the screen first, just so that I'm in alignment here. Oh, good. Okay. With our, what we call traditionally Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. As you know, this coming Sunday is Palm Sunday, and we're going to be doing the book signing and tasting. For Easter, we're doing a concert, and it's open to all. And the change that has happened is simply that Toya was unable to participate at this time. But we are so blessed to have Manuel and Bernice and Penta Rose. It is free. The key is it starts earlier. It starts at 10:30. So those of you that are used to service starting at 11, this event starts at 10:30. And to help us plan, if you could go online and register. That simply means that we want to know how many people we have. And then that would allow us to plan. And I believe the very last one, I believe we're looking to, today, the prayer clinic. And I just want to say a quick word. The prayer clinic is not for the prayer practitioners, as in the people that you recognize as the prayer partners. This is for the congregation. It is to allow us to understand the value of prayer. Not only how that value of prayer works in our lives, but how it can support the consciousness of the globe, how it can support each other. Prayer is essential in Unity of Gainesville. And the helping hands is Sally and Dina's. They are our co-coordinators for the volunteers. Way to keep us connected. It is online. You do have to go to Facebook and go into groups and follow the breadcrumbs from there. But it's accessible, and if you have questions, do talk to Sally and Dina. They can help you get set up on an online connection. And the final piece is what we call the reading, or the book selection, or the daily word. And today I chose a favorite poet of mine. She's a contemporary poet, Mary Oliver. She died in 2019, but her work was celebrated with a Nobel Prize and a National Book Award. She explored the themes of transformation, loss, renewal, and human experience. This is a quote from her that ends my reading. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm working. I'm absent-minded, reckless, and heedless of social obligations. It is as it must be. The tire goes flat. The tooth falls out. There'll be hundreds of meals without mustard. But the poem gets written. I have wrestled with the angels. I am stained with their light. I have no shame. Neither do I have guilt. My responsibility is not to the ordinary, nor to the timely. It does not include teeth and mustard. It does not extend to a lost button or beans in the pot. My loyalty is to the inner vision. Wherever and howsoever it may arrive. If I have a meeting planned with you at 3, rejoice if I'm absent. Rejoice if I'm late. The working, concentrated artist is an adult who refuses interruption from himself, who remains absorbed and energized by the work and in the work, and only responsible to the creative act. There's no other way for an artistic worth to be done. The occasional success to the striver is worth everything. And here's the quote that you see above. Read it with me. The most regretful people on earth are those who felt the call to creative work, who felt their own creative power restive and uprising and gave it neither time.
As we move into prayer, I invite us in this moment to just open our arms and let them just simply rest on our laps. We know that prayer isn't a call to Geico to fix something. It's not a path to the vending machine. It's not putting in your debit card for something in exchange. We affirm in this place that our very thoughts are the creative call for what we desire. And so in this divine moment, we call forth that which is already so, which is our wholeness, our divinity, our giggle, our love, our expansion. We affirm in this divine moment that all is well, and that what we see with our eye is not what is so. That our eyes lack the ability to see with the truth that is inside of our being, which is all is well and perfect, and it is so. And so we affirm our deepest gratitude for each other, for this place, for this moment, for this breath. And we move forward in gratitude, not as a call out, but a reaching in. And for this clarity, and for the knowledge of the truth of who we are, we say, and so it is. We say, Amen. Ashe. Aho. So be it. So be it.
Being low vast, empty, hollow, cold. Nothing really here at all to make it worth staying. But God knows I've given everything I had to try to fit the part they said I should be playing. But I saw great places that I could have gone, all the ways I could have taken on the things they promised. Wondering, is it worth it to keep it on? The outfit I've worn so long is sure not working. Burning skin, the wave of anger comes again. What's the point of anything? I should be something. But all along I felt something subtle going wrong, knowing there was more to it all than staying in a fog. And now I'm here. It feels like I got so far along, with nothing to show for who I am or what I've done. Being low, something everybody knows. Nothing really here at all to make it worth staying. But in the dark, it's easier to see the spark of the light that's been here all along. So I keep looking.
Thank you so much, Sam and Lucy. I don't know if y'all spotted it, but earlier when y'all were singing, when you said love, the light just burst in this room. It was like the clouds, like, whoa, did anybody see that? And so we know that love is that light. And we are reminded this morning that light, as it expresses itself, is also present when we don't see it. Light is present when we don't see it. For example, many of us have driven in the rain during the day. We can see. Now, granted, the clouds may dampen the brightness of the sun, but we see. That is very different than driving at nighttime when we have the head beams, right? And we can only see 20, 30 feet ahead of us in the car. That's different. But even then, the sun is present. The sun is present on another side of the world, fully illumined. And so even in the appearance of what may be darkness, there is still light. There is still light. And as I talk, The sun is being shaded by the clouds. But this room is still fully illuminated. Light is present. In the same way, we are present. Our light is shining on whatever it is that we intend, whether we know it or not. So while we may not desire to give something attention, we're doing it even when we don't realize it. Because we are light. Can y'all say swag? So swag is like a new thing. So back in the day, it was probably cool, right? What was the other word before cool? What's the word, y'all? Help me out. Groovy. Oh, that's a good one. Go even further back. What was the other one? Far out. Okay, we went bit disco. What's even back? What's further back? Groovy. Oh, groovy again. Okay. Hunky dory. Yes. Hunky dory. Can y'all go even further back? What's that? Dynamite. Yes, that one came back in the 70s. Cat's meow. The bee's knees. So that was out back then. It just came back, y'all. The bee's knees is now. Okay. So, and it, just like language, it just comes right back. I need y'all to know that all those words, that's what we are. We didn't come into this planet, into this incarnation to be weighed down by the muck. Can we say muck? The muck. Y'all know what muck is, right? It's like, imagine you step in, you got your shoes all muddy, and you in the muck. That's like, we know what that is. We didn't incarnate with all that swag, all that dynamite, all that grooviness to condense ourselves into these bodies to be pressed by the thing, right? We didn't come here for that. We are taught, all the sages, all the mystics, in unity as well, we are taught that in this vibration, what we call Earth, this is an egoic plane. An egoic plane. And what the ego is it responds to what is physical and material, right? And so, y'all, there's a thing that happens when we're children, and then eventually we learn how the world works. We learn how to navigate, and what we trust is what we see. There's a really powerful quote. It's Maya Angelou. I love it all the time. She says, when people show you who they are, believe them. Now, I love that quote. I'll continue to use that quote. Now, here's the thing. The challenge with that quote is, when people show you who they are, believe them, that means we're relying on what we're seeing. So we got to wait for somebody to show us who they are. But the reality is, we know who they are without them showing any evidence of it. We had the feeling. We had that tone of something's not quite right. But we moved forward anyway because we didn't have a rational reason to say, I'll say no. So this Sacral Chakra series that we're on is deeply connected to our ability to say, can y'all say no? No. Right? So our Sacral Chakra is that energy point that we call creativity, right? And in that creative center, when it is suppressed, it looks like an eagerness to please, an inability to not hold boundaries, to say yes when you really don't want to say yes, to say yes because how would it look if you were to say no? Oprah Winfrey shares a really powerful story about Stevie Wonder. Can you imagine having friends and Stevie Wonder's like on your speed dial, right? So like her friends, one of her friends is Stevie Wonder, and he was doing this incredible fundraiser. And so he was calling on all of his friends, his $1 billion friends. and we're asking them to not only give, but also to show up at this event. And she said she didn't want to do it. She just really just didn't want to do it. It was no rhyme or reason. She just wanted to stay home and chill. She did not want to do it. And so we've all been there. And so what she said was she weighed how are they going to respond if I say no? She weighed okay, maybe I could stay for a little while and then leave early. Like all the things that we do when we're vacillating on whether or not we should do something that we really don't want to do. And so what she found was her desire to please Stevie Wonder and the ripple effect of saying that no was really connected to her journey as a child, as a little girl, who was told when to do X, Y, and Z, who was told to sit down, shut up, I'll tell you when you talk. And we've all had that experience. And so here she is in her 60s, challenged with, what do I say? I don't want to do it. But what do I say? And she said she took a leap of faith and told Stevie, no, that sounds amazing, but no. And she said she was shocked with his response. Guess what he said? Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll see you next week. Okay. So it's a couple lessons in here. One, the outcome is hardly ever as incredible as we intend. And the other thing is our creative potential, because we are connected to Source and we are co-creators with God, in that co-creative space, we're identifying the infinite possibilities of how this thing could fall out. Right? So on one hand is the reality of the okay, and on the other hand is all the creative potential that was poured into what his response could be, how she could be judged. And so the sacral chakra is a reminder that our ability to say no is our ability to stay creative. How deep is that? How deep is that? Who would have known that if you feel stuck, if you feel like I can't quite figure this thing out, who would have known that that stuck is connected to you saying yes to something you did not want to do? We betrayed ourselves. That's a big word. We betrayed ourselves. And here's the other thing that we get when we say no. We get an opportunity to see who our loved ones truly are. Because if you get upset because I say no thank you, then I got a lot of clarity about this relationship. Y'all got me? If you say no and the relationship is now strained, that wasn't a friend. And so what we actually did was we gave ourselves and that person an opportunity to see, where are we? So a lot of ripples happened with that no. So I'm saying this not so y'all can say no to helping out with unity, right? Okay. Like, you know what? Actually, no. No, I don't feel like cleaning up the grounds. Like, no, I'm not saying that, right? What I'm saying is when the no is connected to something, that fuller part of ourselves, it's not even a thought. I'm going to call out Reverend Marcy in a moment. So I had a really beautiful conversation with Reverend Marcy earlier this week. And what she said was somebody invited her to see a movie, and immediately she said yes. And so she said what happened was she had to think that yes came from the bigger part of me. The yes already came out. And there's a bigger reason why that yes was so spontaneous. How powerful is that? Right? To be in a state of flow that when we're met with a question, the response erupts out of us. Yes. Oh, where's that yes come from? Well, that's something. Okay. And so now we're even more intentional when we embark upon that experience because that yes erupted. In the same way, a no erupts as well. Y'all, we know when we feel a no. We knew it when they were coming down the street. We knew it when the phone was ringing. We knew it when somebody said such and such is trying to get in touch with you. We knew it was already a no. And so what happens is you hear them out, you let it get it, okay, all right, how do I say this? And then the more you get pounded, you say, all right, yeah, all right, let's go. Now let's go full circle to what I said a moment ago. In that yes, when you don't feel like it, then we're settled with, I can't quite figure this thing out. I don't know why I feel stuck. It's because we said yes when we weren't led to. We offered when we really didn't want to. We gave when it was not coming from a space of source. We've all been tapped with, can I borrow X amount of dollars? And we know that feeling when it settles right. It just feels right. And we also know that feeling when it's like clamped. Now, the next step is us having the courage to say no. So a few weeks ago, we practiced no. We're landing the plane of the sacral chakra. So we're going to practice some more. Okay. Can y'all say N-O? Right. So that was perfect. There's a lot of reluctance in saying it, okay? That was a subconscious saying, I'll spell it. I'll spell it. That was very telling for me, okay? All right? So I want y'all to say it. I'll spell it, and y'all say what I'm spelling, okay? Can you say N-O? No. Yes. Yes. What's so beautiful about that? Yes, I love it. Melinda, there's a fun, funky, exciting way to say no, right? As we saying no right now, it's a giggle connected to it. We don't gotta pound in the no. We don't gotta put on our combat boots, preparing for, just like Oprah Winfrey, oh my God, here you go, I'm about to say no. We don't gotta do that. We can have a smile on our face and say, no, 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 oh my, that sounds amazing. I love you so much, but no. No explanation. That's a whole nother step. I'm still at the stage where I'm explaining, okay? Eventually, and y'all help me out on this, eventually I'll just be able to say, no, I'll see you later, right? Now I have a no, and then I'm talking about the kids, I'm talking about Sally, I'm talking about project deadlines, and it's just like, they didn't ask for all that. They wanted a yes or no. I'm doing all the explanation for myself. They didn't hear any of that. They just heard no. So how about we practice no? Can we hear it again? N-O? No. Yes. Yes. Let's take a cleansing breath on that. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. There is something special about honoring that. And when we say no, we're actually going all the way into the fullness of who we are, that creative space. Because when we say no, we're actually saying yes to something greater. When we say no, we're saying yes to something greater. All right, y'all, quick story. I learned this valuable lesson about the no. It was about last year. And I was being asked to direct a pretty big show. This writer had just gotten a Pulitzer. It was a lot of press around this play. This could have positioned me, I don't know what it could have done. But I did not feel the yes that Reverend Marcy. I didn't feel that yes. And so I knew the question was coming because people were saying, hey, have you heard from such and such? Okay, they're going to reach out to you. Okay, have you heard yet? Okay, perfect. Maybe they're working the contracts out. And so I had heard from a couple of people that this thing was en route. And so I had enough roadway, lead time, runway time. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? I had enough of that. So before I was approached with the offer to consider. And what I deliberated on, it came through so clear that my yes to that project was saying no to people who were important to me. And that's Sally and the 3 shorties, right? Because that project was going to take way more time than the other ones. And I just wasn't in a position to say, I love y'all so much, but daddy got to go. That's not that. This wasn't the one. I felt it. I knew it. Guess what? I didn't do it. The offer came. They were fine. They got another director. The show was great. I went and supported it. Life went on. Right? It went on. The yes, the expansion that happened when I said yes to what I would have said no to, the ripple effects I'm probably still feeling. I'm probably still feeling the effect of me saying yes to the family and not even aware of it. On the flip side, if I say yes, which means no back here, who knows what the ripple effect of that choice would be? The point I'm making is we are co-creators with this source we call God, divine love, with all the infinite names that substance has. We are so locked in that we can create infinite outcomes when the no comes out of our mouth. We can create, maybe this will happen, and this will happen, and I'll get shut out here. I'll get this, maybe this could happen. Our creative act can send there, or we could stay right in the middle, knowing that we are always loved, that all is already worked out. It's already done. There was a clarity that came through for me this week. And this is nothing new. We've talked about it before. So unity is new thought, which is ageless wisdom. Laura yesterday said, hey, I have a new thought, right? So in new thought, we talk about consciousness. And we are in the spirit of Easter. And so for a lot of traditional churches, the idea of Jesus is that who should be worshiped. In this space, we see Jesus as an example, as a brother, as a way shower. The name Jesus evokes a lot of divisiveness in so many spaces, ours included. So periodically you'll hear me say, Yeshua ben Joseph, which means son of Jesus. I like that one, right? It reminds us that Jesus was a man. And this is not radical thinking for those of us in this space. We are in this community honoring the fact that this is a global, inclusive, spiritual community with all faith walks. And so when we say Yeshua ben Joseph, and we see our peers worshiping, we gotta understand a couple of things. The way New Thought sees Jesus is an example. But even beyond that, in other spaces, we know about the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And unity, that Father is consciousness. The Son is Christ consciousness, right? And the Christ consciousness is our ability to tap into the divinity which we are. The example that came through with Jesus was what? Healing the sick. All the number of miracles that we know about in the New Testament. And what Jesus is for unity is, oh yeah, that's an example. So is Buddha an example. And all the faith walks demonstrate a guru who are examples. And so when we say to go to the Father, we're talking about going to that consciousness with a capital C, that which we are all expressions of. And so what came through for me this week was, we can't be anything that we aren't already. In other words, we can't become something that we are not. So whatever it is that we intend to create or have for ourselves, we can't have that if we're not already in that vibration, in that vibratory state. We can only be that which we already are. So let's consider what one might desire. Let's say somebody, they want to have more finances, more abundance, more prosperity in their life. That's just one example. It metaphysically is not possible to be prosperous if one's vibratory tone is lack. It is not possible. One cannot be what they are not already. So what that means is, if we're using the example of finances, if our finances are not quite right, what we have to do is to tap into the prosperity and abundance that is already present. So if we look outside, y'all, I don't even know if there's a measurement to count the leaves. I don't know if there's a measurement to count these leaves out here. Maybe there's a scientist in here who could tell me. I don't know if there is a measurement yet to count all the leaves that are out here. And let's consider the ones that are on the ground and on the layer of decomposition. I don't know if there's a measurement to count that. That is abundance. I don't know if there is a measurement to count the atoms in this room. I don't know if there's a way to count that. Say hello. Say hey. Say Reverend Ryan, say what's up. I don't know if there's a measurement to count those atoms. So if a cell is composed of billions of atoms, a cell, and our bodies are made of trillions of cells, not including the oxygen and hydrogen that's in this room that's enabling us to breathe, I don't know if there is an instrument for us to be able to count that abundance. So if one is desiring to have more prosperity in their life, financial prosperity, vibrationally, they have to match that. They have to see the abundance that's already there. And so when one wakes up, one takes in the cleansing breath and knows that that breath is always there. When one opens the curtain and sees the sun peeking through the sunrise, and the birds saying hello to the morning, and to put on shoes and to know, oh, this bed was super comfortable. to go make coffee, right? I'm in the pocket because phones are going off. This is the universe saying, yes, this is what we need to hear today, right? So real quick, a moment ago, when Sam and Lucy were about to begin, it sounded like a fire alarm, right? Because the microphones did a little buzz. That's not an accident. That's a wake up. Hey, we here. And when the phone goes off, it's just a reminder that this is the message for them, the people who calling in. So we got to share it. So what happened today? Oh, yeah. The talk was about knowing that we have to be a vibrational match to whatever it is we desire. We have to, because we are co-creators, lift ourselves to see the abundance that is already there. And then the money is just a natural byproduct of that evolution. What else did you learn? We talked about Jeshua ben Joseph. What's that? Jesus, son of Joseph. What's that? We talked about how Jesus is an example, and a lot of churches are going to start worshiping the brother, but in this space, we talk about him as an example. Oh, okay. What else y'all talk about? We learned about saying no. No. N-O. That's right. N-O. And then they say, how did all those things connect? Where you go? Sacral chakra. Because it's in that space of creativity, in that space of pure possibility. When we're in the pocket, when we say yes and it's coming from a divine place, and when we say no when it's coming from a divine place, we are perpetually in that pocket. So vibrationally, we know when we're gossiping, it just doesn't feel right. So we got to get back. Vibrationally, we know when I should probably give myself a little more rest. We know what it feels like because we're in the pocket. We're in that high watch. Can we take a cleansing breath? The color orange occurs in nature. I want y'all to imagine a green field populated with orange flowers. Imagine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Populated with orange, bursts of orange. What is nature telling us? I'm vibrant. What is nature telling us? I am creative. I am infinite. Let's take that into meditation. I am infinite. So we're going to settle as we know how to do. And we're going to bring forward as an offering that which no longer serves us. Because that basket of energy, we're going to transmute into pure potential, pure creativity. We're going to do a mini meditation because we have longer meditations at 9 a.m. But in these next few moments, I want you to bring into your silence, I am infinite. I am the example. I am love. In this divine moment, we hold the deepest sense of gratitude, knowing that it is all well with our soul, that it is all taken care of, and that we don't even need faith. We don't even need to trust. It just is. Like the breath in our body, it just is. And from that vibrational tone, we affirm that light is always here, and I am light. We affirm that abundance surrounds us, that we know how to say no. And we're so locked in to divine source, yes bursts out. We affirm this truth. And so it is. So let it be. Whenever you're ready, if you could open your eyes for us. Just a reminder, we have our morning meditations at 9 a.m., a concentrated hour to just be in presence. And so our meditation here is a little teaser, if you will. Before we shift it to giving, I want to talk about resin, who you'll see in a moment. So resin is 6. And somewhere he learned when he prays, dear God. And so last night, literally last night, Rez was praying, and I couldn't help myself. I said, Rez, who are you describing? Oh, I'm God. God is everywhere. I said, yes, yes, yes. And God is loving us and is telling us what to do. I said, okay, who is this? And so what he was describing was like a Santa Claus who knows what everything you're doing, is there to watch, right? Give you a treat, let you know if you're naughty or nice. He was describing Santa. And so I'm like, how do I describe? And so we blow past bedtime because I am trying to figure out how do I talk about God to a 6-year-old? And then I realize I lack the language. Language is insufficient. Language is insufficient. So in this space, we use language. We're using English right now to describe this thing we call God. We're using it, attempting to crack open to make sense. And it came to me. I said, big boy, I got it. I said, you know that feeling? He loves food. I said, big boy, you know that? Rub the hands, right? I said, big boy, you know that feeling when you got the best meal? He said, yes. I said, that's God. I said, big boy, you know how you love your sisters? He said, yeah. I said, you just want to hug them and kiss on them? He said, yeah. I said, that's God. That's God. And he, for the longest moment of silence, he lingered in that silence. And it's in that silence that we know God. In that silence. And so my offering this morning is, as we move into this Easter season, as we hold the high watch with our language, as we say our sacred no, that to trust that at a certain level, we just understand that words are insufficient. And it's the love when we hug each other. That's God. The feeling we have when we give, that's God. When we sing, when we garden, when we ride our horse, when we laugh, when we quilt, Barbara, when we cry, listen, especially when it's a good cry, you got that cry out. When you watch the Gators, okay, okay, y'all, when we cook, and so what the masters, the sages tell us, it's in that vibratory state, in that state of joy, in that state of love, in that state of surrender, in that state when time just blows past you. I heard a spiritual teacher say, even when you're learning, say, when you're learning how to make a film, I said, oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. You're in God. And it's not outside of us. Come on now, I need you up here. Okay. Okay, y'all. We did it. We did good today. We did good talking about the sacral chakra. Right? We're landing this plane. Next week will be the buttoning of our creativity. But I want us to remember that as we talk about chakras, it's not level, 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 level. It's actually all one energy field. Right? And so now we're going to take our energy and impose it on our giving. So I want you to take whatever it is you have to offer, and I want you to see this offering as a seed. So yesterday we were working from 8, some of us 8 a.m. all the way to 1:30. So it was work happening. And we saw the result of seeds that were planted. And so right now we are planting a seed. So I want you to take your offering and I want you to place it over your heart. Again, we'll talk about the heart chakra in a couple weeks. We are affirming the potency of this gift right now. And so repeat after me. We affirm this sacred offering will nourish the fertile soil we call Unity of Gainesville. We bless its perfect return in grace and perfect ways. And so it is.
Let your heart be light. Let your heart be light. Well, let love guide you home. Let your heart be light. Let your heart be light. Well, let love guide you home. Let your heart be light.
Let your heart be light.
Let your heart be light.
Let your heart
Well,
be
let
light.
love guide you home.
Guide you home.
Let your heart be light.
Let your heart be light.
Let your heart be light.
Oh, oh,
Well, let love guide you home. Let your heart be light.
Let your heart be light.
Let your heart be light.
Let your heart
Let love guide you home.
And don't you worry about a thing.
Let your heart be light. Let your heart be light. Well, let love
As we prep for the kiddos coming in, a couple quick announcements. Remember, we have prayer clinic today, and next Saturday, we're going to button up our cleanup day. So we're going to have a whole new crew. So those who were here yesterday may not be able to show up. So if you didn't come yesterday, you got another opportunity. So all hands on deck. And say yes, okay? Yeah. So we got here as early as 8 a.m., 8:30, but honestly, y'all, trickle in when you can. If you got 30 minutes, 20 minutes, we're going to just keep buttoning up our grounds because we're getting ready, y'all. Some incredible things are happening. All right, the kiddos are on the way.
Okay, we're going to change the words, and we're going to say, this giant light of mine. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3.
This giant light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This giant light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This giant light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. And who believes in answered prayer? Go Gators! I mean, let's get to the important things. Today, we talked about the holiday that we're going to have in April, and we read a story about Easter. But the main thing we talked about was our power of wisdom and good judgment. And so all day when we were doing things, sometimes somebody wanted to do something, and I'd say, are you using your power of good judgment? And they'd go, and they would change their mind because we talked about what consequences are.
Yes. Thank you, Miss Gwen. Okay, can we stand if we're able? And so this is a moment where we bless the kiddos in front of us, but we affirm that there are kids all over, our nieces, nephews, grandkids, neighbors, everywhere. So we're going to rub our hands together and extend them to the children in front of us and those in this world. And we say, children, you are perfect just the way you are. The divine, magnificent, outpicturing of source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one. We love you. We love you. We love you. All right, y'all, let's circle up.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is. We are divine.
And all is well.
All right, y'all, if we could look at that back camera, we got loved ones who are on their healing journey. We love you, we see you, and we can't wait to wrap our arms around you. All right, y'all, peace out. Have a good week. Go Gators.